That's cool. That is good. Word. Daniela, what's up? What's up? Congrats. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me see. So unmute site. Let me see. Unmute that. Check. Check, check, check. I don't hear anything back in my ears. Can you hear it? Cool, cool, cool. But yeah, I mean, it's been an interesting week. Uh, I haven't, I barely saw you online this past week and a half or 2 weeks, give or take. It's been a little crazy. Yeah, that was crazy. So what happened with that? Hmm. Wow. Since Monday. Wow. Right, right, right. Crazy. Word. Word. We're here. We're here. So the life and times of car situations on my side, but it's gonna get worked out. I know that. So it's been one interesting journey. But aside from that, a couple of things that we want to share. Top of the show. So I recorded with a friend of mine, Melissa. That episode is out. It was more of a content creation, life business type of conversation with her. That was really neat. She wants to get into video, which was ideal for me to record the episode with her. So I had a lot of fun doing that. That became its own video thing and podcast thing, which is already out in the feeds and also on Facebook, the Show Radio Pod. Definitely check that out. Weekend Agenda. Weekend Agenda is a YouTube channel that I really enjoy watching. One of the upgrades I did on my car was from that particular channel. Ivan, I just wanted to have him on and just say thank you, man, for coming, out with that particular video and hanging out with me and just giving the opportunity to have a conversation with somebody I like to watch their content, which was pretty neat. So that's out. That's actually 462, which released Sunday. Today is what, the 5th, I think. So that released today in the feeds and, postings for the tweets and all that stuff will go out tomorrow. And then now we're here at episode 463. Didn't necessarily do an official intro. Not that I forgot. I just want to go right into it. So definitely check us out, theshowradio.info, for any tech, gaming, and entertainment news. The simplified theshowradio.info. Definitely check it out over there. And yeah, anything else before we go into it? Word. Okay, so technology stuff, a lot of tidbits, how to back up your Gmail, edit typos and tweets. If you want to do that, definitely check that out. Google Calendar Plus and YouTube Vance, which is I guess a YouTube app for Android. I don't know if it's for iOS as well, but it's very clean and streamlined type of YouTube application. Any comments on those things? Okay, so what about Grammarly? Do you use Grammarly in your compositions? Grammarly's cool. Like too much? Okay. Yeah, yeah. It's weird because I actually had the typos extension on, and I was like, the little box that comes up on the right corner to, I guess, activate it or deactivate it was annoying because it was going over my LastPass stuff. So I was like, do I really need this? Since I'm using the Grammarly stuff, and I also use, I don't know if I ever mentioned this one to you. It's called draftin.com, right? And that's where I draft most of my either tweets or paragraphs at times for the show, radio.info, like anything that is going to be a bulk type thing. Sometimes reviews I draft in there, and you can create different documents of sorts or whatever. And then it's an easy copy and paste because it doesn't have all extra, what do you call those things? Like it's just basic word editor. You just create an account with them and have access to that stuff. So I have templates in there for different things. And, I have one drafting document that I just, either copy and paste or just do stuff in there. So draftin.com is really good as well. And I know there's other ones out there, but that one has been I've used that one for like a couple of years now. Right. Okay. Word. Yeah, it's pretty neat. Yeah, there's also Trello, and I think Asani is another one, which is very similar in nature to manage projects and stuff like that. I know we don't use that stuff here because the main thing that we're using for collaboration is Google Docs, which works really well for us, and Discord, and pretty much that's it. And Texas and different things like that. So that's what's going on with that. What else we got? Save Gmail attachments in Dropbox. Logitech acquires Blue microphones, and WhatsApp getting picture in picture. Any comments on those things? Hmm. Word. Yeah, they're pretty neat. It's Blue microphones. I think the only one I've ever checked out was the Snowball, which is really cool. I've heard great things about them, and I haven't really, I guess, ventured into their product line or anything like that. So that'd be neat if we're able to have conversations with them, whether they come here or, we see them, in another part of the world. That'd be neat too. So yeah, that was pretty surprising to see that, as you mentioned. So that's what's going on with that. WhatsApp, do you use that at all? I know we probably talked about it in the past. It's pretty neat. I like it. For what it does, I like it. Find the cheapest weekend flights to fly. So I don't know if I have to edit that. I may have to do that. Google Docs will not check grammar, will now check, see, something happened there. Will now check grammar using AI and how to flush DNS cache in Linux. Any comments on those things? Word. Right, right. Mm, mm. Word. That's good stuff. That's good stuff right there. Okay, so the AI stuff with Google, DNS, Linux stuff, secure Gmail, and with Google security tool, I did check that. So definitely check that out. Security is very important. It's always been important. However you want to look at that, contextualize that. Security is important. So definitely check that out, Google security tool, and see what's going on with that. Uh, Typio form recovery. If that's your thing, look into that. Any comments on that before we get to the other stuff? Nothing there. Facebook's digital literacy library. Daniela, what's up? Right. Right, right. Right. No, it's all good. Interesting that this is actually coming up right now because one of the things that we're doing, when I saw a book that I thought was interesting for us to learn and grow into, the digital stuff, marketing, or anything that we're doing, production doesn't necessarily have to be specifically for the show, but just, broaden our, knowledge, if you will. I would create like a digital library type thing for us and then share those things. And one of the things that really caught my attention lately was Google Playbooks and how you can upload books there and you can share that to the individuals. And I think you can share it to up a, until a certain amount of times, I think, the way they have that set up. But I like the fact that we're able to do that. And there's some books that I picked up recently that I want to share with you. So we'll do that via the Google Playbooks, which is pretty neat. So I like that, even though books, the flipping of the pages, I don't know if I was always like a big person, a fan of that, I guess I would say. But I love what it represents, tangibly. But things are moving so much with the digital stuff, that's just where we are. But I like the fact that I can have all these books with me, and depending on what I want to catch up on that day, I'm not carrying 5 or 6 books to do that. The regular books with the pages, I can just open up my tablet and then just pick the one I want to read that day, which is neat. The times have changed. Times times are changing. So yeah, that's what's going on with that. We'll have all the links in the description. Just swipe to your description section in your app, and you'll see all the notes that we're talking about. That's what's going on with that. Anchor, Powerline 3 and 1 cable. That's your thing. Definitely check that out. Plex podcast, that was in beta for a while now. They're out of beta, and they're allowing you to import your OPML file from another podcast app to the Plex app itself. And I must say, like, the app has come a long way in terms of usage, and I'm a big fan of Plex. We have Plex here. We're using it all the time for different things. But I definitely want to hear your thoughts on that by way of the changes that they're making for podcasting and the app itself. Right. Yeah, there's word. Yeah, the couple of apps I like right now. Antenna Pod is really good. That's free. Pocket Cast is a couple of bucks. I went back to Pocket Cast recently, and it's like there's so many good ones out there, right? So those two are really cool. One of the things that I like that you can do with Pocket Cast and most of the good ones is you can download your OPML file and then import it into another player. So now that Plex is allowing you to do that, I downloaded my OPML file from Pocket Cast and I tried to import it into the Plex app, and it didn't go right away. And the reason it didn't go right away is you have to rename your Pocket Cast to .opml. It can't be dot something else. It has to be .opml. Once you rename it to .opml, you can easily import it into the Plex, importer thing. And then all the shows that you've had on a previous thing will show up on there. So what I'm really doing right now at this point is I'm going to listen to everything that I have already downloaded in Pocket Cast, clear that queue, and then I'll start listening to stuff on Plex and see how it manages, downloading stuff and your own queue and that, and see, where that goes. So that's the plan right now. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Looks really cool too. So that's what's going on with that. Discord priority speaker, Daniela. What's up? Okay, it seems like when you're setting up roles, you can allow the main, whoever the main individual is, to have priority speaking in terms of volume. As they're speaking, their volume would be higher than the individuals, or it will kind of like lower the volumes of the other individuals in that particular room. I think essentially that's the design. So I think that would be great for when you're doing a big raid or something like that. Let's just use that as an example. And there's one person who's the Sherpa, if you want to call him that, leading the team to make sure that they do what they need to do for that particular mission or whatever it is. So you would want that person to have the volume as the individuals are trying to understand exactly what's going on. And so there's always that aspect of it. I kind of like it for that. I don't know how we'll do for meetings and different things like that, but I'm sure, as we're doing like roundtables and the moderator is asking questions, and then I don't know, so there's going to be different instances where it's going to be interesting. I don't know if it's going to apply to us because the room that we use for recording the podcast doesn't allow us to have a priority speaker or not. Our volume are relatively the same, unless we're doing some crazy adjustments on the back end. But outside of that, I think it'd be interesting to see how individuals will incorporate this into their content creation workflow. Words. What are words? Right, right. Yeah, yeah, it's one of those things. That trailer was really interesting too when they released that on Twitter. So next thing we have is one of the major highlights for this episode, the Epic Air True Wireless Sports Earbuds review and impressions. I've been using them for a couple of weeks now. I definitely want to thank JLab for giving me the opportunity to check it out and review it for the show. I actually, okay, so we were talking about digital versus going back to pen and paper. Like I wrote all my notes down on a notepad. Like I actually wrote it. I didn't type it, which was interesting. I'm actually going back to that. I'm not going back to flipping pages, reading a book, but I'm actually going back to this thing. So these things are really cool. I'll start there. JLab Epic Air for Android or Apple. Truly wireless headset. Fitness proof IP55. Secure fit. Won't pop out because of the loop style. USB to micro USB cable included. There's lots of ear tips. It has 8 ear tips in total. And one of the things that I found really interesting, they're not a noise canceling earbud. So I'm not expecting like performance of a noise canceling earbud. So I saw some conversations surrounding it where individuals, they were expecting it to have that, but they didn't advertise the product for that. So I don't know why you're expecting that. And you can't compare it to a noise canceling headset or earbud if it's not saying that it has that feature. So I was some conversation surrounding was really weird to me. So I'm fully aware that there is going to be some ambient noise that's going to be coming in. And in terms of the way it sits in my ear, I just had to try different ear tips to get my fit for the earbuds. So I wanted to start there. So far, so good. No issues with that particular section. Next thing, what do we have? Sound, right? So sound bass seemed flat. The mids were okay. The sound stage sounds like you're in a big hall, right? That's the feel for it. So when you're pausing or coming out, of a particular track or listening to a new track or podcast or whatever you're listening to, it seems very hall-y, if that makes sense. It's like wide and tall. That's the only way I can describe that. So you feels like you're in a big hall, not necessarily a cathedral, but big. So it sounds clear, sounds epic normally when you're listening to it. So that's what's going on there. So the earbuds themselves are gestures. So left side will be single tap, will be pause and play. Left side also double tap is Siri, Google Assistant. Left side long press turns down volume. So that's the left side. So right side long press turns volume up. Right side single tap skips a track. Right side double tap goes back a track. Okay, so that's pretty much how that works. So you have left side gestures, right side gestures. Okay, so so I have pairing coming up, so I'll talk about that. Bluetooth. Okay, so the Bluetooth is where I have a slight gripe. I don't know if it's because when you're out and you're using Bluetooth headsets that they're still scanning in the different areas that you're at. But one of the issues that I found myself having with these particular earbuds is that depending on how much, metal or how many individuals around you, especially in big cities, since I live in near New York or whatever, there was a lot of disconnect, reconnect really quickly as I was moving through the city blocks of New York. And it seems to happen when there's a lot of metal around. I don't know if that's because of a shift of the earbuds in my ear. And what I mean by shift is, when you're, slightly adjusting them, or you don't have the box in the correct pocket, because once you pair it for the first time, it asks you which one is going to be the primary headset. Is it going to be the left one or is it going to be the right one? I chose the left one, so my calls come in on the left side, and I put it in my left pocket. That's pretty much how that works. And so disconnecting, reconnecting really quickly, depending on how much noise is around, if that makes any sense, or how many people, how much metal. It happens. It's quick enough for you to say, okay, everything's back to normal, but it could be annoying if it happens too often. Okay, so that if I had any thing to say that really bothered me about it, it would be that. Okay, so disconnects went around. I'm going to read my notes real quick. Lots of metal, electronics, or heavily populated area, big city, and those are the things I've written. I wrote in my notes. So that's what's going on there. Next thing, pairing. Pairing is different than, I guess, any other headsets I had to pair. I think you have to double click twice for it to scan, kind of thing. It seems weird at first when you're trying to pair it, but if you read the instructions in the manual, it's not a negative. Just follow the instructions. You'll be able to pair it the way you need to pair it, and also pair it with the other headset. So I haven't used, this is my first rodeo for a truly wireless headset. I had to really pay attention to what the instruction manual was saying for me to pair it properly, which was no problem. Just read what it says and pair it, and you're good to go. Battery life. Battery life, 5 to 6 hours. And the charge box gives you an additional 30 hours. Okay. So obviously, if you've seen these before, if you haven't, that's cool. But typically what it seems to be happening with these truly wireless headsets is as soon as you put it back in a case, it starts charging again. If the case is fully charged, you can be out all day and not have any issues running out of power for the headset themselves. Now, this case in particular, as I mentioned, the charge box is 30 hours, but the charge box is also a power bank, which is 2,200 milliamps. So that's probably what, like 50% of a charge, which is not good or bad or whatever. It doesn't come with a charging block, which I'm sure you have plenty of those. If you have a lot of different electronics already, you can easily pick up a block off of Amazon. And for this particular thing, I've used the block for my H2N because it's angled. It's not like a standard block. It's kind of like, angled, I would say vertically, which is cool because the line that comes with the Epic Air is really short. So it allows a perfect angle for me to just drop it on the outlet or whatever, and then just take it and go. It's really neat. Now, in terms of traveling, as I'm thinking about this out loud, the thing that I really like about this setup is if I'm packing a bag where I'm going to do either a podcast on the road, I can pack these, but I still am going to pack a Bluetooth on ear or noise canceling type of headset anyway, because I want to have the versatility of both, and maybe even a wired, because I still do wired headsets since I have a 3.5 millimeter jack for my phone. So I like the versatility that this is going to provide. I would love to review more of these. I guess just throwing it out there because I think they're really, really cool. And this is the next evolution to streamline the things that we have in terms of the wires are concerned. And I'm really digging that. I think it's about, what is it? About 150, give or take, somewhere around that range. That's could be expensive for some in terms of entry level stuff. There are other brands that would range from 65 to 100. I think Apple's brand is about between the 140, 150 mark, I think, give or take. So Epic Air falls into that arena as well. Overall, everything is great. I like it. I dig it. The only thing, my only gripe is the Bluetooth disconnect, give or take. It goes away. You can deal with it. But the package that it offers from the 30 hours with the charge box, the battery life, 5 to 6 hours after charging it, the gestures is really neat. Just don't try to touch it while you have it in your ear. If you're not necessarily going to do a gesture, you may accidentally do a gesture. So be mindful of that. Outside of that, overall, I think it's a really, really solid piece of device. And, it's a nice little package. Yeah, I think I think working out, exercising, running, they're not going to pop out. Okay, so I'll say that in relation to that. Now, in terms of being in that space with a lot of metal and stuff like that, maybe you'll be one of the lucky and blessed ones that they won't disconnect and reconnect while you're doing the workout stuff. But in terms of running, jogging, that kind of thing, they will stay in your ear. There are 8 tips. So I don't think you're going to have to worry about that particular aspect of it. So the Bluetooth thing, I'm just going to say it's my issue right now. If it's an issue that is mentioned in other reviews, I don't know. But that was my experience, especially when I went to the city. I don't know if that was a Bluetooth scanning issue because I was in the city around buildings, around a lot of people, around other Bluetooth devices. I don't know if that played a part into that whole thing, but it doesn't happen with, my bigger headsets that are noise canceling and that kind of a thing. So I'll just say that. Um, I would say I don't know if it's water resistant. I know they have the IP55. I think it's sweatproof. But they do. But let me just add to that. They do say to wipe them before you put them back in the box, so you don't ruin the charging capability and components that are built in the box. Right. That's interesting. Okay, so the thing that's cool about it is as soon as I take them out of the box, I put one on, and as I'm getting ready to put the second one in my ear, it'll connect them both. So maybe you can do that. That's a particular piece I haven't tested, but I guess I'll answer it that way. To be fair, yeah. So overall, I don't think I missed anything. So we did talk about the fitness, uh, IP55, secure fit, 8 tips, the gestures we talked about, the sound that we talked about, Bluetooth, the pairing, the battery, and the fact that it's a power bank as well. It's a pretty neat device, and I'd say check it out. It's a nice package. Word. Word. Entertainment news. Entertainment news. Wonder Woman 1984, Batman, the animated series is coming to Blu-ray in its entirety later this year with remastered visuals. Any comments on that? Tell everybody, tell everybody when your birthday is. Okay. I think I know when it is. I think I know when it is. Can I guess? I I can guess though, right? I'm gonna go for like a very interesting date. I'm gonna say it's August 16th. You don't know. You just gonna leave me out there just like that? Am I close? Aha. It hasn't passed yet. So we're close. Really, really close. Okay, so according to what I saw with the Batman the Animated Series, I think that's going to be 109 episodes of that. If, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so that's going to be really, really hype. I'm looking forward to that because I really enjoyed that show. Hmm. Yeah, it's going to be really good. It's going to be really, really, really good. So that's what's going on with that. Castlevania Season 2. I know you're probably going to dig into that. Yes. Right. Right. That's gonna be cool. So that's what's going on with that. Ozark. So I've been watching this show Ozark, and it is one of the most crazy, psychologically crime infused, weird thing I've watched in a long time. I mean, everything's in there. The worst to the best to the worst. I think you should give it a shot. I think you should give it a shot. And I'm around, I don't know if it's halfway. I don't know if it's 13 episodes or whatever it is, but it's really, really interesting. And I think I like shows that map out things so well psychologically, and allows you to think about situations and even question if the situations are true in light of the actual law or laws of the land. Uh, it's it's really good. It's really good. So that's what's going on. Okay. Yeah, yeah, it's really good. Okay, so Infinity War. So I waited, obviously, you know, I waited. I was happy and sad watching it. I don't know if I was more happy than sad, but I guess it is what it is. If you follow the comics and you follow the storyline, if you're a big super fan of these movies and comics, so you already know all the stuff. And I am not a big fan of the comics and the lore, and if you want to call it that, of how everything connects and all the post-credit scenes and what they mean. I don't know all those things. I just know that when the movie comes out, I typically wait because I want to watch it at home multiple times, and I'm not going to do the movie thing multiple times. So we get to, if I even do the movie once or twice, if I do a movie twice, that says something about the movie. And I've done Turtles like more than that, the first one, right? So Infinity War is really good. I think that everyone got a fair share of screen time to me. That's how I feel about it. And now that it's out to stream on the streaming platforms, you should check it out. It's available to get on DVD, I'm sure now, if that's still a thing, DVDs. I liked it. Comedy action film. That's what I would call it. What do you think? Yep. That was good too. That was really good. And last but not least in this particular category, Venom trailer. Daniela, what's up? Stop. No. No. You can't do that to me. No. You can't do that. Okay. That's not nice. I like it. I like it. I think it's different and it's Venom. And now that I think about it, going back years, he's probably one of my favorites because of the way he looks and does things. So I don't know what that says about me because he's one of my favorites. So I'm actually excited to see what they're going to do with the film. Again, I'm not really concerned about lore or, you know, all the documents and the canon of things. I enjoy action films. And if there's going to be a lot of action in this, I'm looking forward to it. And plus it's Venom. I mean, how could you not like it? I don't know. But hmm, origin story, maybe he'll be in another one. Well, Spider-Man died, right? Unless he gets magically resurrected or something like that. But he's alive. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, so I like it. I dig it. I think it's different. I think it's mean. I think it's Venom, and I'm looking forward to seeing you know, more. And I'll most likely wait until it comes to streaming platforms because that's what I do. I'm not a big movie theater guy anymore. So that's what's going on with that. Any final thoughts before we move on? The memes? Are you gonna ruin it for me? Why are you gonna do that? Hey, let me see. That's that is not cool. That is not cool. That's so wrong. Uh, That's so wrong. Yeah, that's wrong. That's not even right. Uh, but that's crazy. All right, so that's what's going on with that. As it relates to entertainment news, this episode is brought to you by ProXPN. ProXPN is a free, easy-to-use VPN service that secures your internet connection against eavesdropping, masks your location, and allows you to access your favorite sites no matter where you live or travel to. To get 20% off your account, visit theshowradio.info/ProXPN and use the promo code SHORAM for 20% off the lifetime of your account. This podcast is also brought to you by Blue Apron. Blue Apron makes cooking fun, and easy. Blue Apron provides you with all the ingredients that you need to make a delicious meal in exactly the right proportions. To get $30 off of your first Blue Apron order, visit theshowradio.info/Blue Apron and get that good food. Daniela, video games, what is going on, Daniela? What's going on with the dying PlayStations right now? What's happening? Okay. Mm. So typically, do you completely turn it off, or you put it on rest mode, or what's your philosophy? Yeah, if you put it into rest mode, you can't yank the plug. You gotta turn it on, turn it off completely, then unplug. Word. It's one of them things. PlayStation tops 80 million units shipped. That's the first bit of news. Also, right after that, Nintendo sales near 20 million. Okay, so going back into the PlayStation thing real quick, I think it took PlayStation to do that in 5 years. What took PlayStation 3 7 years? I think that's the stat behind that. I'm sure you're going to correct me if I'm wrong on that, internet, if that is incorrect. But I think that's what I saw or remember reading as it relates to that. Any comments on those things, Nintendo stuff? Right. Okay. This is correct. Hmm. Okay. So if you still have a Sega Mega Drive, you still have one of those, Daniela? Okay. Word. So there's a side scroller game coming out called Tangle World, or is that Tanglewood? What am I looking at right now? Tanglewood. Okay, a 16-bit style game coming out for your Sega Mega Drive. That's going to be August 14th, which I don't know. I just have this feeling is very, very close to your birthday. That's just me. I could be completely wrong. I don't know. I could be wrong. So this is going on with that. How you not know? You know your birthday. Oh, oh, okay. So yeah, so there's going on. That's what's going on with that. The arcade one-ups cabinets. What'd you think of that? Did you see that? That's a thing. Yeah. Mm, because okay, okay, yeah, I think so too. Because it's Street Fighter, man. Like, even though I can get beat up by pretty much anybody at this point because I don't play it as much, who doesn't love Street Fighter? Word. Yeah, so the Quantic Dream, the Heavy Rain developers, there was a case going on. I think it was like an employee thing that was going kind of, you know, circulating or whatever. Apparently, the case with that, they lost that case. So I'm gonna have a link for that in the show notes. Danielle, any thoughts on that? I'll take that. I'll take that as a no. Yeah, be professional. Mm. Mm. Word. Got to be. Got to be nice. Microsoft has unveiled its games with Go lineup for August. And you got for Forza Horizon 2, For Honor, Dead Space 3, and Disney Epic Mickey 2. Man, that's a good lineup. That's a pretty good lineup, especially the Epic Mickey stuff. Any comments on that? Are you playing Xbox at all? Yeah, me neither. That's what's going on with that. NBA Live 19 launching in September will allow users to create women players for the first time in series history. Daniela, what's up? Well, I mean, they should have had this a long time ago. Long time ago, I think. Right, 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 right. Yeah, so I dig it. NHL 19 open beta. I don't know if that's still going on, but that's in the show notes. A PES 2019 comes out on the 8th of August. on PC via Steam, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. If you want to watch 20 minutes of Code Vein, is going to be in the show notes as well. Any comments on those things? Yes, it was. Football. Absolutely. Yeah, it's really good stuff. H1Z1 Battle Royale is leaving open beta. That's going to be launching on August 7th. Epic Games worth 8 billion because of Fortnite's success. Another thing I did see, which is not in the show notes, is they're opting out of using the Google platform for the Fortnite. They're going to do it directly on their website. Any comments on those things? Nothing there. Let me just write that. For Word. Epic opting to use website for Android version to initial time, Android version of Fortnite. That just came to mind when we saw that. All right, so Nintendo sues to shut down two big ROM sites. I'm sure. No, I can't say that. So yeah, that's what's up with that. Any thoughts? Hmm, word. It's it's out there. I like that. It is. That's what it is, though. So yeah. So that's going on with that. Sega teases Fantasy Star Online Mobile Twitch Creator Camp. Daniela, what's up? Okay. Okay. Right. Hmm. Okay, so it's interesting you bring that up, so I'll add a little bit to that. The last time I attended Comic Con was 2012. I think they've denied me the last 6 years, and I'm actually the first 2 years just to go period as media, right? And at first, the first year, maybe 2013, 2014, I was a little bit bitter about that. And now I'm like, I'm really happy about that. I don't know what happened. It's just weird. Like, it's like I went from really being very, very upset. I have the information that they asked for. I fill out all the stuff. And now it's like, all right, I applied for it. It is a habit, happen. If it don't, it don't. You know what I mean? And I think there's been a shift in my mindset the last a couple of years, and I would say even the last 2 years, in relation to how I create content and stuff like that. So I did apply this year for the Comic Con stuff in the context of what we were just talking about. And if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, just keep grinding, keep doing what you got to do, keep creating content, be different, but still be you. Be different in distribution, but be you authentically, and keep it moving. Word. Right, right, right. It's weird, and how those decisions are made, they vary. They're not clear cut, and they're not. They're not. I've learned that they're not clear cut. So that's what's going on with that. Where are Twitch Creator Cam? Just talked about that. Sega Genesis Classics, the Genesis Collection with more than 50 retro Sega games, is getting a free VR update. That should be really, really cool. Sonic animated shorts behind the scenes. Any comments on those two things? Absolutely. That's going to be cool. Sonic animated shorts. I love those shorts. Those are really cool. Sonic Mania Dev Diary. Going to have a links for all these things in the description. So just swipe to the left or right, depending on how your app works. You'll see all the show notes there. Valve's revamped messaging and social tools. Um, I don't know. I thought of Discord. About you? Yeah. So I don't know. I just have this weird thought. I just want to just go with it. All right. So we have so many apps that we're using on the desktop, right? If desktop is your thing, you have the WhatsApp web version, you have the Telegram, you have Discord, you have Skype, and some of these applications are going to allow you to press record within the app to record the conversation that you're having with either the group or the person that you're talking to. Now, if you don't even want to do that, you can use the OBS to record the inputs and the outputs and still capture that conversation. For example, when I was recording that conversation with Ivan from Weekend Agenda, we were doing the Google Hangouts thing. But while we are doing the Google Hangouts thing, I was using OBS to capture, my, input output from the thing. And it's like, my point is, it's like so easy, you know what I mean, to create good stuff and capture it and allow individuals to listen to that stuff if audio is going to be a thing. And even video, Google Hangouts, free. Discord is free. I don't know. I just think that we have so much available at our disposal that just create some good stuff, man. Word. Absolutely. Yeah, just do your thing. Just do your thing. No Man's Sky, next update, that was a big thing. People were talking about that for the last week and a half, it seems. No Man's Sky is heading in the direction that they feel that they need to head into to make the game really, really more awesome than it was when it first released. So definitely check that out. Fallout 76 beta, that's October. Any comments on those two things? Okay. I don't like it. Yeah, I don't like it right now. I don't like it. Bungie has confirmed Destiny 2 weapons will soon do more damage in competitive multiplayer, effectively lowering the time to kill, TTK, and the Crucible. Okay, so my thing right now, okay, with Destiny, which always makes the show in some way, shape, or form, is a couple of things, right? You have the lore book, which is a big deal for individuals who love Destiny lore. It's going to have a nice little package. So I'm going to kind of bundle all the Destiny stuff in one thing. The Destiny Forsaken, new gears and guns. I'm going to have a link for that in the show notes, which released a couple of days ago. So we're kind of playing catch up from last week into this week. And then what else is happening? The Solstice of Heroes, that's happening right now. So we're going to bundle all the Destiny stuff right now, which I'm in the blue gear set for the Solstice of Heroes. And I kind of lost interest in it right now, to be honest with you, because I don't know if I want to grind for that gear. I know I may want to do the Whisper mission for the sniper rifle, but I don't think I want to do I don't know if I want to do the gear that bad because September's right around the corner and then we're going to be able to upgrade to 400 to 600, whatever it is, whenever that comes. All right. So that's what's going on with that. So the time to kill, what's going on with that with me personally is the weapons that I've been using. I've been actually going back to the green weapons and the blue weapons, which a lot of them are very, very uh, comparable, I think is the right word, to the legendary weapons, which is the purple, and then the exotic in terms of their balance, their damage. The only things that they don't have, the green ones do not have, is the special perks and stuff like that. But there are some really, really good pulse rifles that are green, that are blue. And in terms of using that versus the other individuals that are using, it's like a graviton lance, which is an exotic weapon, and some other stuff. I'm not really impressed with the graviton lance because I think it's a gun on training wheels because of how powerful it is. But it's an exotic weapon. I get it. I have it. I'd rather use a green weapon to defeat somebody with the graviton lance to show you that you don't need a super, super exotic to do damage. It's really who's driving the car, not the car. So that's that. So time to kill is really interesting. I think time to kill, that could change regarding on, depending on who's playing. I don't know if that's really going to affect me personally, but I know it's going to be an overall change for the game, just like they did the speed update a couple of months ago or whatever. So that's my whole thing with Destiny right now. I don't think I really am concerned about the gear sets for Solstice of Heroes. The way I feel about it right now as we're recording this episode, I'm not really pushing for it like that. But in terms of learning how to be better when I'm playing PvP and Destiny 2, that's been my focus, comparing all the guns I have with the little apps that you have on which gun should I use next time to see how good I am. You know, how can I increase this KD thing? And does the KD really matter to me, or is it just the satisfaction of beating somebody 1v1 that has vigilance, whatever, vigilance wing or graviton lance and stuff like that. So that's been my focus with Destiny, more so PvP, which I used to hate, but now I'm really trying to enjoy it. So that's that. Any comments on those things? Nothing there. Commodore 64 Mini, that's going to be a thing. If you like the Commodore 64, that's going to be a thing. Shadow of the Tomb Raider went gold, right? That's a thing. Any comments on those things? That's so awesome. That is so awesome. I mean, I really, really dug that. So that's that. The Metal Gear Metal Gear Solid 5 has a new update. It's first in nearly a year. It lets you play as Quiet, the character. Daniela, any comments on that? Okay. Yeah, it does. Because it felt forgettable to some. So yeah, so that's what's going on with Metal Gear 5. Do you know who Quiet is? Okay. What do you think about the outfit of Quiet? They could have, but they didn't. Fair enough. Call of Duty Black Ops. Loud. Super loud. Call of Duty Black Ops 4 beta. Um, I'm hearing great things. I'm not in it right now. I think it was private beta. Hopefully they make it public for the individuals who did not make the private beta. I'm looking forward to it because I enjoyed playing what I played in E3. That was dope. I had a good time playing that, and I'm looking forward to what it's going to do. Thoughts on that? What'd you like about it? Right, no running on walls, right? Word. Okay, fair. That's fair. That is fair. Okay, I think that's 5v5 on that. They got the specialized characters, right? You can inject yourself with health, that kind of a thing. So that's really, really cool. Ninja Theories, Hellblade's Sinuous Sacrifices getting VR support. Daniela, what's up with that? You love that game. Okay, that'd be nice. That'd be nice. But yeah, that game looks amazing. I still haven't played it, but I need to do something about that. There's some games that have passed me passed me by a little bit. I need to go back and look at it and play. Yeah. Uncharted Lost Legacy. I had it here for a couple. It's due back, so let me return it. I still haven't played that. Yeah, I need to check that out. That's what's going on there. Soul Calibur 6, Astaroth, and Seung Mina will be heading to Soul Calibur 6, so definitely check that out. And last but not least, Capcom is looking to do more remakes. Any thoughts on those things, Danielle? What we leave out? Yeah. Okay. Evo. What? What? Mm. Okay, so while we're announcing things that we didn't mention or forgot to mention, there's a U2 Combat Reveal stream that's happening August 7th on Tuesday. Bungie, and they had some stats in their latest this week in Bungie, which was 8/2/18. So I'll add that to the show notes. Any final tidbits? What else we got to add in there? Word. Word 463. 463. That's pretty much it for 463. Definitely check out some of the previous episodes. One dropped on Sunday the 5th, which was 462. Definitely check that out. A lot of car talk in there. I'll say that. And Daniela, close us out.